Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in a prior video we had a first look and first impression of these awesome plaid shirts from the company Helikon-Tex. And if there is one company whose products I've come to greatly enjoy, appreciate, and simply rely on, it is Helikon-Tex. Their products are fantastic. I use them all the time. Everything from their gear and backpacks, and in this case, some apparel. And so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take you through each one of these in detail. Now, these are, they're just shirts, but they're full featured shirts. I think you're gonna find by the end of this that there's a little more than meets the eye with each one of these. Fantastic shirts, fully featured. I absolutely love these. But with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Helikon-Tex who did provide these for review. And so again, Helikon-Tex, a brand whose products I have definitely come to greatly enjoy and appreciate. And the reason being, it always comes down to the details. The details are what really, in my opinion, separate Helikon-Tex from a bunch of the competition. Now, there's a lot of great brands out there, but it always, in my opinion, comes down to how the actual item fits or how it works and what its general purpose and function is. And what I have definitely found with Helikon-Tex, it bridges the widest variety for me. So as you look here today, I'm wearing these plaid shirts. They don't look like much. They're just simple shirts. They're clean. They're classy. They're sort of nondescript. That is one of the greatest things about this. The fact that I kind of have semi-tactical gear that doesn't really look like it. This is in the urban line. Their urban line, fantastic. Now, as you look at what we're going to see today, all plaid shirts, but they have a ton of different shirts, ton of different colors, and in all of their different lineups. So again, what you're going to see today, pretty much in the urban line, but if you see things that you think you would enjoy and maybe one of the other lineups, I definitely suggest taking a look. But again, as we get into the details, it's all the little things. Like for example, so simple, yet when you open the pocket, on the inside, ventilation, temperature management, underneath the armpits here, ventilation, temperature management, the ability to stay comfortable, the little things, again, the ability to hang my glasses, or you could potentially even put a mic on here. So depending on what you need these for, these shirts have a ton of different features. Not to mention, they look great and they feel comfortable. So on top of everything else, whether I'm casually wearing these, whether I'm going to work, whether I'm pretty much an operator trying to be gray man, it doesn't matter. Helikon-Tex products are very diverse and give you a ton of flexibility, and that's what I absolutely love about this product lineup. And so the first shirt we're going to look at here, this is the Defender MK2 City shirt, or Mark II. This here, there are a number of different Defender Mark II shirts in the lineup. So everything from the Bushcraft line and the Urban line, long sleeve and short sleeve. So today we're going to look at 4 different models, all long sleeve, but again, this one here, the Defender Mark II. Now first, the color. This is in cider plaid. So that's the first thing you'll notice, cider plaid. And what I want to point out early on, you'll notice all of the subtle details throughout each one of these shirts is a little bit different. The sort of type of construction, the layout of the shirt, and then those subtle features. So that's kind of the thing to point out today, is each one of these is just going to be a little bit different in overall theory and how it works. Now the first thing I want to talk about is the fabric. This is a nylon, polyester, and elastane blend. Where I'm going with this is the actual fabric is durable, yet at the same time has a little give. It has this sort of stretchy feel and nature to it, and as you look at it, you can kind of see that it does stretch, and that's very nice because it helps to maintain just a little bit of flexibility while you're wearing it, and it is very comfortable. It's fairly soft to the touch. You'll notice it doesn't make too much noise. Sometimes shirts that are really fully nylon make a lot of noise, but this is just very, very nice. Now, I do like the overall checkered pattern of this plaid, and you'll notice that it does alternate in different sections, so it kind of breaks it up a little bit. Now, the next thing I'm going to point out is, again, talking about the details. This particular shirt is a button-up, and it's a button-up with true buttons. Helikon-Tex doing a nice job with the buttons here. You'll see fairly standard construction as we work from the top to the bottom. Pretty straightforward and nothing really to catch your eyes on. But you'll notice that later on, all of the button details throughout each one of these shirts does change from product to product. I've already talked to you a little bit about this loop here, so whether you're going to put a mic or you're going to put your glasses, that's nicely done, and everything looks to be double stitched and robust. Now, additionally, I've already talked about some of the ventilation. As you look in the pockets here, so in the front pocket, in this particular case, you'll notice on both sides of the shirt, you do end up with ventilation. Now, that ventilation does run all the way to the inside, so you'll see helping to vent everything out. And then on top of that, I've already kind of shown you that underneath the armpits here, again, more ventilation. That is one of the greatest benefits of Helikon-Tex products I found, is their overall body temperature management. I can't really overstate how important that is for long-term comfort, and especially if you're active. Nice cuffs, well done, just everything really nicely done. Little details and very subtle, but at the same time just really cool. And you'll notice even the little details like on their zipper pulls, matching these in so that it looks exactly the same as the rest of the shirt. YKK zippers, excellent hardware, everything really nicely done on this Defender Mark II City shirt. Now, just wrapping up some final details on the front of the shirt, you also have these two breast pockets here. You'll notice that they are a Velcro enclosure, pretty straightforward. And they have a little bit of a gusset, just a little bit of a pleat there to help them sort of sit flat. But maybe if you put something in there, notepad or something like that, it'll kind of help it to maintain a little bit of shape, so that's nice. On the back side, fairly straightforward. You'll notice that the actual cuff does have a little bit of that vented material. Now, I don't think that really adds too much in the way of ventilation, but it is there. And then on the back, very straightforward. You'll notice that there is a couple different panels of fabric, but they did a wonderful job lining up everything so that the pattern is consistent from the top of the shirt all the way down through the bottom. Now, again, paying attention to the details. This is on the side of the shirt, underneath your arm. They have actually stitched in additional panels to help make the appropriate width as this entire piece comes together. So that's what's making the shape of the shirt. But again, you'll notice they did a nice job aligning the pattern for the most part and getting everything to be oriented the proper direction. So again, Helikon-Tex doing a great job and really paying attention to all of the details throughout the entire construction. As we open up to the inside of the shirt, again, here you'll see this is that ventilation panel, the underarm area, and one last final detail to point out, which is kind of nice. They do send this with a spare button, which is cool. So again, Helikon-Tex, in my opinion, just doing a fantastic job with their products, a fantastic job with this Defender Mark II City shirt. Now again, as I mentioned, there are a number of different Defender Mark II models, not just the City shirt. So if you're looking for something similar, but maybe a slightly different fabric, maybe you're looking for a short sleeve, those options do also exist. And so a couple last details worth mentioning. First and foremost, this is technically moisture wicking, again, helping to regulate your body temperature, keep you cool and comfortable. The other thing is this does have an SPF 30 UV protection rating, which is kind of cool. So again, you can see here how this fits. Very nice. Generally speaking, this is the largest of the shirts that I am wearing today. Fits a little bit larger than some of the others, but at the same time, this is considered to be a US size large. I'm 6'1". I'm about 175 pounds. So at 6'1", 175 pounds, you can see here how the US large does fit me. This is the equivalent of a European extra large. So if anybody in Europe is watching, this would be the European extra large. And so all in all, the Helikon-Tex Defender Mark II, absolutely awesome. Up next, this is the Gray Man shirt. So this particular model here in the Blast Blue Plaid. Now again, there are a number of different colors depending on your liking. This is a nylon polyester blend, and it is a little bit softer to the touch than the last shirt that we looked at. This is going to be a little more simple, and this is definitely by far my favorite plaid design of all the ones that we're looking at today. Just beautifully done. Very, very nicely done. And this shirt, again, extremely comfortable because it is soft to the touch, and just the way it fits, very, very comfortable. Now, on top of all of that, on the upper collar here, you'll notice just a real soft, and it's not a fleece lining, it's that same sort of nylon polyester blend, but the way they did it, it's just really soft and it just feels good. And again, just Helikon-Tex paying attention to those details. And as I mentioned, each one of these having a slightly different construction. So here you can see the buttons, pretty straightforward. Again, very similar to what we saw on that Defender shirt. Not too much to write home about, but in this particular case, the construction being such that there's not a lot in the way of ventilation. This shirt definitely having sort of a little less features, a little more simple. It's the Gray Man shirt. It's trying to blend in, but at the same time, a couple of real nice little features. So as you look at the inside here, you'll see this particular pocket here. This is a zippered mesh pocket right on the inside. So that's kind of nice if you have things that you want to keep secure. Maybe your wallet, you want to zip it on the inside of your shirt. You could certainly do that. Simple paperwork, something along those lines, or even your cell phone. So a very simple pocket. You'll notice it is a nice size. My entire hand pretty much fits in there. And YKK zipper. So again, Helikon-Tex always doing a nice job with their hardware. And then again, very simple, but that's just a nice little feature. And as you take a look at the front pocket here, now this for me, as I'm wearing it, would be on my left-hand side. But you'll notice a simple little pen pocket here. So pretty straightforward, but at the same time, the ability to slide a pen in there, which is kind of cool. So if that's what you're into, that works out very well. Pretty simple, but a nice little feature. And the next thing is, buttoned pockets. Remember the last one we looked at, it had that zippered pocket and the mesh pocket, but it also had that Velcro on the top flap. This one here buttoned. So remember what I said right away is all of the construction on Helikon-Tex products going to be slightly different. Just the features done a slightly different way. So here on the Gray Man shirt, just looking completely different in the overall construction details. A very small subtlety, but as you look here, Helikon tag, just very small off to the side, nice and clean. Taking a look here, you'll see on the inside, remember on the last shirt I mentioned a US large or a European extra large. So pay attention to that. As you are purchasing your Helikon-Tex products, you do need to pay attention to the fact that there's both European and US sizing. And that pretty much, for the most part, wraps up this shirt with one exception. I'm just going to take this and roll it around to the back side. You can see how all these details, again, coming together. And this one, they've alternated that plaid design, which, again, just breaking it up, having a different look, a different feel. You can see there, breaking it up. And then that little loop to hang the shirt if you want. And the final little thing, which is, again, just a nice and subtle touch. As you take a look at the underside here, just a little cleaning cloth for your glasses. Now, that's totally not needed if you're just typically wearing a shirt, but remember, if you're somebody who's using this for that Gray Man situation, maybe you're an operator, maybe you're law enforcement, and quite frankly, for me, you see my channel, I wear glasses and sunglasses all the time. So having a little cleaning cloth right there, that's just cool. Again, paying attention to those details, the little things that you get from Helikon-Tex take your products, not just from nice outerwear, but really like practical gear. So again, very nicely done here. This is the Gray Man shirt. And so now as we take a look at how this fits, again, keeping in mind, I am 6'1", 175 pounds. On the inside here, this is where that little zippered pocket is, so pretty easy to get to, all things considered. So that's nice and simple. And then again, just this button-up design. Pretty standard, pretty straightforward. Taking a look here at how this fits, well, you can see here, this is very nicely fit, very shapy, fits me very well. Not a ton of extra material. The Defender Mark II having a little more material, but here you can see on this Gray Man shirt, not a ton in the way of extra material, just fits very well. I like the overall comfort. Feels very nice. Doesn't stretch quite as much. The material here without the elastane, not quite as stretchy, but at the same time, great for all day comfort. And so again, this is the Gray Man shirt from Helikon-Tex. Up next, this is the Covert Concealed Carry shirt. Again, at an initial glimpse, looking pretty straightforward. Again, that's the point of all of these, having a fully featured shirt that just blends in. Now, what makes this Covert Carry? I'm going to go back to my very first sort of main point, which is the construction details on all of these being a little bit different. At an initial glimpse, you might look at the buttons here and say, yep, that's your standard button down, but lo and behold, no, this is a snap front shirt. So if you look at how quickly this does open up, that is the whole point. The idea being that you could be potentially concealed carrying your firearm and theoretically get to it very quickly if you need to sort of tear open your shirt. And that's going to allow you to get this out of the way, potentially shed it off entirely in a matter of seconds. And I think the concept is really cool. Now, I've seen this before with a few other brands, so it's not unique to Helikon-Tex, but at the same time, it's their take on it, and they've pulled it off very nicely. The buttons are beautiful. They feel really nice. I believe these might, it's hard to say, these might be metal. I can't really tell, but they just have a real nice premium feel to them. Extremely, extremely nicely done in all of the details. Now, the Covert Carry shirt, you can see here with the plaid, just a slightly different take on the design. This particular one here is called the Foggy Gray Plaid. Now, the shirt does come in both short sleeve and long sleeve options, depending on what you want. And again, the material is going to be a little bit different. This is more of a cotton polyester blend, so it feels more like your sort of typical cotton blend plaid shirt or work shirt. So it has a little bit more, I don't know, it just has like a slight stiffness to it. Now, not in a bad way, just feels kind of stiff. It doesn't stretch nearly as much as the other shirts, but it does still have a little bit of give. They call this a Blue Sign approved fabric. I honestly have no idea at all what that means, but if you're familiar with it, this is Blue Sign approved fabric. As we continue to move forward through the front of the shirt, you'll notice these button details do still sort of exhibit through the pockets. So again, looking like a typical, fastened button, but it's a snap, which is cool. And the zippered pocket across the front here, very simple to the inside. It does give access to ventilation and mesh. Which, speaking to ventilation, you do have a little bit and just a little bit on the underside of the armpit. So as we open this up here, you'll see just a little bit there. Sort of a subtle detail in the way this all comes together in the underside underneath the armpits. Working down through the bottom of the shirt, the next thing you'll see as you take a look at this stitch going diagonal, well, you know what that means. The underside, again, having that cloth, that glasses cleaning cloth, pretty cool. As we roll around to the back side of the shirt, very clean in construction. Again, alternating that plaid design breaks it up a little bit, gives it a very nice look. And again, you'll see here, just nicely pleated. The shape of this, very nicely done, fits extremely well. I love the overall craftsmanship. I love the overall fit. Just very nicely done. And again, we're going to open this up, take a real quick look at the inside. Very simple, not a lot to it. But here you can see just a little bit of that mesh up around the neck area, which kind of helps it breathe a little bit. Kind of helps to keep some of your sweat and, you know, a little bit of moisture wicking there. It does not vent to the outside, but at the same time, just adds a little bit of detail there. Nicely trimmed out. This one here having a cool trim. I like that. Real nice. Subtle detail, but at the same time, sort of reinforcing that collar a little bit, which is cool. And for me, that does make a difference where I hang my shirts a lot of times, literally right from this area. So reinforcing there is kind of nice. And so it's not like it's that hard to button up a shirt, but when you have these simple snaps and literally just work your way right down, snapping down the front of your shirt, it is kind of nice. It is kind of convenient. And, well, you know those times where you accidentally get the buttons one off and you have to unbutton the whole damn thing? I mean, this kind of solves that problem. But here, as you take a look at it here, very nicely fit. I love the way this fits. Nice and formed, not too much in the way of extra fabric, just very comfortable. So again, here you can see overall, just fitting my body very well. Nice style. The arm length on all of these shirts, just about perfect. That's another thing about Helikon-Tex. I have found that for the most part, their arm length is just about perfect. The cut length, just about perfect, and everything about them working very well for me, my style, and my body shape. And so again, this is the concealed carry shirt from Helikon-Tex. And last but not least, this here is the trip shirt. This is my favorite of the bunch. I love this shirt. It's awesome. Now, this is the standard trip shirt. They also make the light version. This here is more of a nylon blend, and then they actually have in the light version more of a polyester blend, but just awesome. Nice and stretchy, fairly light, even though this is the standard version, fairly light. But this one, it's the way it fits, it's all the features, it's just beautifully crafted. Everything about this, I literally just love it. Really, really cool. So this is in indigo plaid. A gorgeous color. There's just a couple of colors in this particular shirt, but very, very nice. The features, again, just awesome. Look at the way they did the buttons here. A little bit different. Now, these are more standard buttons, but you'll notice they do kind of run down this ribbon. I've seen this used in a number of Helikon-Tex products. So taking it from some of their jackets that I've actually seen this done and applying that same sort of look to the shirt. Really cool. Nice buttons, little details as you look on the inside, just branded Helikon-Tex all the way around. Across the front of the shirt, a couple of pockets. So again, YKK zippers as we zip down the front. Tons of mesh, wide open, just fully breathable to the mesh there. That is awesome. I love being able to vent my shirt. And the underside here, underneath the armpit, just loaded with mesh. And I really love that two-tone look. It strikes the balance between sort of an athletic looking shirt and a classy looking shirt all at once. And I just think that's really cool. It's a neat take. And I love how just that little bit of color sort of breaks up the pattern a little bit. Just again, very nicely done. As we take a look at all the other details, the cuffs, beautiful, nicely done. Just very, very clean looking construction overall. Now, there is a subtlety here, which is kind of neat depending on what you're looking to do. But you'll notice the pocket going really to the side, but beside it, there's a little pen sleeve, or you have the ability to potentially slide your sunglasses. So a couple of little pockets there, very subtle. Almost could completely miss them if you weren't paying attention, and I like that. Just clean, classy, and it really does not interfere with the functionality of your pockets, which is awesome. So again, just those little subtle details, which I really appreciate about Helikon-Tex doing a wonderful job with this trip shirt. And flipping it over here, taking a look at the details along the back side. Now this does have, you'll see underneath here, more ventilation. I love that. So as you look at the mesh on the inside, venting out over the shoulders, but everything tacked down periodically, so this doesn't look sloppy. This isn't flapping around. It keeps it tidy, but it functions perfectly. Another little subtle detail on the collar, they actually made this so that if you needed to, you can flip it up, and it has this little bit of a flap there, and this is for sun protection. So again, just the idea being that if you're wearing this outside and you want that little bit of protection for your neck, you have that. So it's pretty cool. Again, just subtle little things, but they use their gear. They wear it in, really tons of different situations, everything from, day trips and operators and whatnot. But the fact that all these little features are built into this, I just absolutely love it. Taking a look at the construction on the inside of the shirt, again, you can see the mesh panels. So that's over the top of the shoulders. And then here, the front breast pocket, the underarms, nicely done, tons of ventilation. And similar to some of the other shirts here, that sort of corner pocket felt. So the ability to clean your glasses, again, just paying attention to those details, that translates here on the trip shirt. So now just getting a quick look at the fit, fitting absolutely perfect. Again, nice cut overall, working very well for me. As you take a look at the front chest pockets here, zipping those down, getting that ventilation, very easy. Again, I like that look. I like that two-tone, just kind of popping off a little bit. Works well, in my opinion. Very nicely done. So overall, as you can see here, just a great fit, very comfortable, working very well in terms of my overall just general body shape, working well for the Helikon-Tex products. Here you can see a nice cut in length on the arms, nice cut in length on the body. Not a lot in the way of extra fabric, and this just moves, feels very comfortable, stretches enough. Just a wonderful fabric. So very nicely done from Helikon-Tex. And so again, this here, the trip shirt in indigo plaid. And so again, of course, conceptually, yes, these are just shirts. But in my opinion, it's much more than that. I want to be excited about wearing my gear. I want to be excited about, what I put on every day. I want to feel comfortable. I want to actually regulate my body temperature and have some of those little features when I need them. And that's exactly what I get from Helikon-Tex gear. So again, these shirts, fantastic, tons of different options. If you see something that you like here, but you're looking for a slightly different variant, definitely check out their website. There are a couple of different options depending on which market space you're looking at. So you kind of want to look through the US catalog and the European catalog. Some things may be available in different areas. It just really does depend. But all in all, again, great products from Helikon-Tex. I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Helikon-Tex who did provide these for review. And for the rest of you, if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless channel, which is more on my primary gear. On that channel, I cover everything from backpacking, hiking, outdoor excursions, all the gear that goes with it. So from sleep systems, shelter systems, knives, axes, backpacks, flashlights, you name it, that's my Outer Limitless YouTube channel. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.